Good morning, Flosstube. My name is Dawn Marie, and this is my channel, DM's Crafty Vortex. This is a channel mostly about cross stitch and any other crafty adventures I happen to get up to throughout the week, or in this case, months since I've recorded. I want to thank all my returning subscribers. If you've come back, thank you so much for putting up with all the long waits in between all my videos. And if you are new to this channel, thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you see something you like. I hope you want to give me a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button below if you like what I'm working on, and hit the bell so you don't miss any of my episodes. And as I said, it has been a while since I've recorded, so I feel like I'm doing this for the first time, and I feel like there's going to be a lot of pauses and a lot of editing in this video. I was looking back at my old videos, and I did notice that next month is my 1-year Flosstiversary. Is that even the right way to say that? Anyways, not going to edit that one out. But yeah, it's been almost a year since I've started this. Time has absolutely flown by since I've started recording. A lot has changed in that year. Jobs have come, jobs have gone. I used to work 2 jobs when I started. I was so excited to give up one of the jobs and just do one. However, I have now taken on a second job again, but it is a lot easier than the job I've given up, which is kind of one of the reasons that I went from going to recording every week to every other week, and now it looks like it's about once a month. But I am hoping to get back into a rhythm, get back to an every other week cycle. I think if I don't try to do it all in one day, if I record one day and then maybe edit another day and get it up later on, I will be a little bit better at it. So today being Thursday, August 5th, is the day I'm recording this, but I'm not quite sure when I'm going to upload and air it, but we shall see if this works out. Another reason for the long delay is I have become pretty monogamous on one project, so I didn't think it would be overly exciting to record week after week and just show one cross stitch. However, looking at the stack I have there, I think I've done a lot more than I thought, so I do have quite a few projects to show. I just don't have much work on any of the projects. I have the one project that I really just went gung-ho on, and I'm almost done, but I'm super excited to show that to you. And let's just get started with the whips. And like I said, again, it's been a while. I feel a little like it's my first one all over again, so just bear with me. I know I'm talking faster than I usually talk, but we'll see how we can go, because I am not going to film this more than once. So I have taken on a lot of sows this year, sows meaning stitch-alongs, and I've gotten behind on pretty much most of them. So I did what any adult would do, and I started another one. This one, though, is not one of the ones I started. This is the Cozy Cottage of the month. And let's see, again, completely unprepared. The pictures are so small anyways, but let's see if I can find the ones I'm working on. Okay, so I have finished June. If I can find it, I will show up here what it looked like last time I showed you all, but again, it's been a while. I'll have to do some deep diving, but if I do find it, that's what it will be. And here is June, Country Cottage Needleworks. I did order this from the Fat Quarter Shop, and then they just mail it to me every month, so it's all the calls for colors and the calls for fabric. And here is June. I did iron it, but then I rolled them up to get them back in the bag. Now it's not completely done. As you'll see, there's a little ant down here and no ant up here. I started the seeds on the strawberries, but I just really don't like them. I'm thinking of pulling them out, maybe putting some beads on, but I actually think they look cute without anything on them. What do you think? Do you think the strawberries can get away with not having anything? And then the ant, I just don't know. They're French knots. Maybe I should pull them out and do colonial knots, give it a try, or just maybe try with beads. But this is June. I'm going to put it away for now, and when everything's done, I'm going to go back to all the back stitching and things I've put away and see what I want to do with them. But what do you think? Do you think the strawberries need anything? Let me know below. And then we have July. And I have a really, really small start on July. So I've just started in on the house, right there. I was doing a really good job keeping up. I was stitching on them in the month that they actually were in, but now we're into August and I've just started July, so clearly I've fallen behind on the stitch along. But I'm in no rush. I don't care if I get it done at the end of this year or if I start working on it into next year. They go to work with me, so I've just been slowly puttering along on them. They're good stitching for work because you don't have to concentrate too much on them. The next stitch along that I fell behind on again is the Cozy Cafe Club, and this is by the Frosted Pumpkin, and my fabric is Fiber on a Whim 14 count. I did not take this one out of the Q-snap, sorry, but so this is June's block. And then July goes right here. So again, I've fallen way behind. This is a strawberry lemonade, I think, and then a seltzer water is what's next on this. But I'm still loving it. It's super, super cute. I've just fallen behind. And then I do have one of the little needle minders. Isn't that cute? This is my favorite one. I just love the blues. And I didn't print out, I'm really bad, I didn't even print out this month's to show you, but I'll find a picture of what it's supposed to look like and I'll put it up right here so you can see what it's supposed to look like. The next stitch along, which again I have fallen behind on, but this one I plan on getting caught up this week. I'm not that far behind on it. And this is the Linens and Threads Mystery Sampler. It is a free one that they release every month on the first of the month, but I just got back from a trip. I'm on vacation, and they released this block while I was on vacation, so I'm not actually too far behind on this. And this is the Linens and Threads. This was not done last time I showed it. So there is July's block, and then August will go right down here, and I will start working on this today, and I should have it done. Usually it takes a day or two to get this block done. So this one I am doing a really good job on keeping up on. These borders took forever, but they're so pretty. I think they were worth it. So that is what I just did last month. And then this one just got released while I was away, and I will start working on that. So just 18 count fabric that I got at, I think, Michael's. And then the thread color is 519, just DMC. And because I fell so far behind on my sows, again, stitch alongs, I figured I'd start another one. I signed up for a Facebook group, 21 Halloween cross stitch projects in 21. So it's the number 21, then Halloween cross stitches in 2021. Now I will never get 21 Halloween cross stitches done in 2021 because I don't usually do little mini projects, but it was so much fun to join the group. The administrator is really active in the group. She does a lot of stitch alongs, and she's always there commenting and just keeping things fresh and fun. So I've really enjoyed the group. And then I got in just in time for them to start a stitch along, and I saw it and I had to sign up for it. I'm actually a little bit ahead on this, don't tell anyone. But again, I was on a trip, I went to Virginia, and I needed some car stitching, and this just looked like perfect car stitching to me. So it's a pattern by the Tiny Modernist, and it's the Haunted Mansion. Look how cute that is. So I am doing this on 18 count aider. I'm using the calls for DMC. This is just a remnant from another project that I'm working on that I'm not showing today because I didn't stitch on it, but this is where I am at. How cute is that? So this was week 1, which started on Sunday, and I did start it a little early. I started it on the 29th. And this is week 2, starts this Sunday, but again, I was doing it for car stitching, so I snuck ahead a little bit, but I will be good. I will put this away, and I won't touch it until Sunday, which is when I will finish this week's. And they're breaking it down into quite a few pieces. So it will be one piece here, here, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I think 9 sections, 1 section a week to make it really doable and have it done in time for Halloween. We'll see if I can keep up on this one or if I follow behind as usual. But I think I might be able to keep up because the Facebook group is very motivating and it's a lot of fun to be part of. And you gotta be a little bit more accountable on a Facebook group versus a Flosstube where you can just say, oh, I just won't film this week. I'm starting to run out of room. Another project I am starting is Halloween at Hawker and Hollows. Now this was not something I did of my own choosing. Pam from Stitching in the Land of Good Enough told me I had to stitch on a Hawker and Hollow because she does a Thursday Zoom, and it's every other Thursday, I think, so it's 2 Thursdays a month. If you go on her site and you sign up, she'll shoot you an email the night before to participate. You don't have to work on the Halloween one, but you do have to be working on a Hawker and Hollow. So, of course, if I'm gonna start something that is not of my choosing, it's going to be the Halloween one. And I have extremely little done because I only work on it during the Zooms, and I've only caught a couple of the Zooms so far. I've had to work during one. I had family in town for another, so the last time you saw it, I hadn't even finished this black border, and now I've started a little bit on the bottom. So very, very little bit done on this. It's just a 20 count, and I don't think, I am a horrible floss tuber. I didn't write anything down on the fabric because I was gonna get to it later, and then I didn't, but just a creamy beige 20 count, and that's where I am at on that. Another project I got a little bit done on was, of course, another Halloween project. This is Halloween Quaker by Lilas Studios, and I did it on antique white 18 count Aida. Now this is when it's really good to actually keep project notes, because when I went back to it, I couldn't remember if I had stitched 1/1 or 2/1. So I think I just have a mixture of both going on. Whatever my mood is what's getting stitched. So I did stitch 1/1 the last time I worked on it. However, I have a feeling that maybe I did 2/1 for the rest, but it'll be what it'll be. And all I did on this was the moon. So everything else was already there the last time I showed it, but I've worked on the moon. This was done on a Zoom as well. Michelle Garrett over at Michelle Bendy Stitchy does a Zoom on this. It used to be that you had to work on the Halloween Quaker to be part of the Zoom, but she finished hers. So now the Zoom is just work on a Quaker and you can participate in the Zoom. But I absolutely love this one. And like I said, just the moon. Now the reason these all have just a little bit done and why all my sales have fallen behind is because of this next project. I picked this up back in June when I went to the cross stitch show in New Hampshire, and this was Shannon Christie-Sewing Fairy. And I do think I have a picture, which I'll show right here, of what it looked like last time I showed you. And this is where I am at now. So I am working on the back stitching. Look at how pretty that is. And I've got most of the top back stitching done. I just need to work on this bottom and then the beading. So there will be beading right here on the legs and up the dress. Now, this is the first time I've used Crinock, and I wasn't quite sure what I was doing it. I felt like 2 strands was too much, even though it calls for 2 strands, and 1 strand wasn't quite enough. Have any of you ever stitched with Crinock before, and what do you do with it? Do you stitch with 2 strands or 1 strand? So the fabric, which is showing up kind of white, but it's really a pretty soft blue. It's a Zygot 14 count, and then it's just ice blue is the name of it. But look at how pretty that is. So I absolutely love it. But again, really monogamous on this until I got to the back stitching, and now I'm just kind of puttering away a little bit at a time on that. I'm not quite sure about the eyes though. I don't know if you can see. I did the French knots, but I don't know. The eyes look a little creepy to me. I don't know if I should pull them out and try a colonial knot, if I should try a bead. What do you think about the eyes? Should I just leave them? I think maybe from a distance they look fine, and I'm looking just too closely at them, but I'm not quite sure about that, but I love, love, love the rest of it. So continue working on that, and then I'll stop the beading. I haven't beaded on a project before, but I'll pull up some YouTube videos and see how to do that. I'm sure it can't be too hard. And then the only other thing I've been working on, and it's cross-stitchy related but not cross-stitchy related, is I made a project bag. Halloween themed. Have you noticed there's a lot of Halloween? And this is going to be a giveaway, but it's not going to be a giveaway on my channel. So I didn't do the extra pocket in it. Again, the Facebook group I talked about, 21 Halloween cross-stitch projects in 2021. I am doing this one, and I'm going to make another bag today with a different fabric, another Halloween bag, and I am donating them to that group for one of their giveaways. And that was a lot of fun to make. So if you want a chance at winning a Halloween cross-stitch bag, go check out that site. It's a lot of fun. I do have some haul to show. I went on a trip, like I said. I went to Virginia. I am in Maine, but I went to Virginia to spend some time with my husband's family and got to stop at a couple of cross-stitch stores, which was a lot of fun. We don't really have any cross-stitch stores in Maine. And Camp Wool, which used to be the closest one to me, which was more of a wool store than a cross-stitch store, has moved locations, and now it's a few hours away. So the closest cross-stitch store to me is in Massachusetts. So I did get to go to a couple of cross-stitch stores. I went to Dying to Stitch in Virginia and picked up a couple of things there. It was a super cute little store. It was kind of tiny, but it was very cute. It was very clean. It was very organized. I love that all the patterns were just right there on display on the spinny things. You didn't have to dig for anything. The only thing is the type of patterns she sold really didn't go towards what I tend to buy. They're all our age. It's Blackbird Designs, it's Plum Street, all the Hawk Run Hollows, all those things were there. I just tend to, if you watched my last floss tube, you can see I go more towards the Mirabilias, the Lavender and Laces, the Bella Filipinos, and those type. I did manage to find a Mirabilia. She had like 4 or 5 of them there, but again, if that's where your tastes lie, it is an absolutely amazing store to be in. An entire wall of floss. There really didn't seem like there were many holes in the floss wall at all. So again, a super, super cute store. I'm glad I went to it. And I did manage, of course, to find some things. I got this little clip to go on my Q-snap, which I think will be fun because a lot of the times my pattern's in my lap. So this will make it a lot easier when I'm at work to have my pattern up. I did find a Mirabilia that I didn't have. And so this one is Zelda. How pretty is that? And of course, being in a Halloween Facebook group, I definitely need some more Halloween patterns. So I've got my first Autumn Lane Stitchery, Moon Out, Broom Out, and a Q-snap. It is so much more affordable to get a Q-snap at a cross stitch store than it is to order them online. So I was super excited to be able to just grab one and have it with me instead of waiting for it to be shipped. So that was my haul from Dying to Stitch. And then, I'm sorry for all the crinkling, everything is still in the bag. I ended up at a Joann because on the Haunted Mansion one, my black didn't look quite thick enough, so I was looking for some anchor thread and went to Joann's, got myself some anchor. I had to admit though, I really didn't find it to be any different than the DMC. I know some people swear by it being thicker, but it felt like it looked pretty similar to me. I did, however, see this Dimensions kit, and I had a 50% off coupon, so I couldn't resist picking this up, trying not to get the glare on it. But look at that, the cute little cat in the books. I don't know when I'll ever start it, but had to pick it up at that price. It can sit in my stash for quite a while. Then I stopped off in Connecticut on the way home at Thistle Needlework, and it was a lot bigger store. It had needlework on one side, cross stitch on the other, tons of threads, tons and tons of threads. But again, it needed cross stitch threads, it needed needlework threads. Now you do need to spend a lot of time there, which I didn't have because by the time we hit Connecticut, we just wanted to be home. But the things really aren't out on display. They're in bins and boxes, and you just have to dig through everything. It seemed like it was a lot of older stuff. I really didn't see a display of many new items. But I did find this memorabilia I'd never seen before. It was a 25th anniversary. And this came out in 2018. So again, not one of our newer patterns, but I hadn't seen it before, so I thought I'd pick that up. And then another Autumn Lane Stitchery. How cute is that one? It was definitely fun seeing the charts face to face versus over the internet. And then I got another Q-snap while I was there because you can never have too many Q-snaps. I came home to a box from the Black Needle Society. I'm not going to show you that because I did do an unboxing. If you want to watch my prior video, that's already up. It's a pretty short video, but that was a lot of fun. It was a Gilmore Girls box, and I don't really watch the Gilmore Girls, but when I bought the box, I was all gung-ho. I was going to watch all the episodes, and by the time the box came in, I was going to do everything that was in it. And I watched about 3 or 4 episodes of the Gilmore Girls and just decided it's not really for me. I don't really watch TV very much, so I didn't just think I could get through a series, but I kept the thread, I kept the fabric. It was a wonderful box, and I do have a friend who loves the Gilmore Girls, so Pam from Stitching in the Land of Good Enough is going to inherit the rest of my box. I'm hoping to see her in a couple of weeks at a Stitch-In, and I will hand everything over to her then. I also came into my Fiberlious Yummy Fibers, and a super pretty color. Aloe from the other side, and not as bright as it's showing up. It's definitely more of a dustier color. It's very, very, very pretty. I do have 32 count Lugana. I do want to sign up for a fabric club that does 20 count or 40 count. I haven't been able to find one. This one, I mean, even though her label says 40 count, I don't know if maybe it's just because it's hard to get it in stock and she's not doing it. But does anyone belong to a club that's actually open for new people and does 20 or 40 count? If so, please let me know below. And then I got her colors as well. These are super pretty, which I should have opened before, but they never look as pretty once I open them. Okay, so we have Sage, Moss, which is much darker. There we go. Moss, quiet stone, has a lot of variegation in it. Look at that. Aloe, is it me you're looking at? Very cute. And Botania Garden, that's got a lot of colors as well. And then I have become obsessed with full coverage pieces. I have been watching Creativity by Gidge, Stitchin' Mummy, and then my new favorite Flosstube, the Rocking Stitcher. She does phenomenal full coverage, and she gets so much done every video. It's really impressive, but I have the full coverage going now, and I picked up a Heaven and Earth Designs, and this is called Fairy Tales. I am going to Michael's today. I have a 30% off coupon, and I am going to completely kit this up. I have some fabric already pulled to make myself a project bag for it, and I have some 25 count pre-gridded fabric on its way to me from 123 Stitch as we speak, and I am super excited to get this started because this is what I need in my life. Some full coverage pieces to go with all my sales that I'm not keeping up on. But I'm really excited to start this one. I do have another full coverage that is completely kitted up, but I have that labeled as my New Year, New Start, so it's tucked away for that. There's no way I can wait until January 1st for this, though. I need to start this ASAP. Does anybody else watch any Flosstubers that do full coverage pieces? Because I would really love to add some more Flosstubers to my list. Like I said, I have those 3, but I'm looking for some diamonds in the rough, maybe some new people. Definitely looking for some people who are under 1,000 subscribers. I have been trying to look for people under 1,000, and I did not write them down, but on my next Flosstube, I'm definitely going to shout out some people. And I am under 1,000 as well, so I know what it's like to try and get to that milestone. Not because you want the 1,000 subscribers, that's not the goal, but once you do get to the 1,000 subscribers, it does unlock a lot of things on YouTube that we can do, so it just gives us some more options. One of the options I do not intend on using, though, is when you reach 1,000 subscribers, you can monetize your channel, and I have no intentions of monetizing my channel. If you see any videos on this channel at all, any commercials, it's because YouTube has thrown them in, and they're getting the money on that, but nothing that I've done. If there are commercials, please let me know so I can go in and maybe adjust my settings so that it doesn't happen. There's only so much we can do with YouTube, but I definitely want to give you guys as few commercials as possible, and again, none of them are from me. So that is everything I have to show you this time around. I am going to try and keep up a little bit more of a steady schedule. So I again appreciate everybody who's come back and has checked out this video. Again, if you like everything that you've seen and you want to see how much I work on them, hit that subscribe button below, hit the bell so you don't miss anything, and again, a thumbs up really helps get these videos out to everybody. And until next time, happy crafting.